line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Nm of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the true main event here tonight, this is going to be taking us down to the Music City, where we are now live with the GTR Racing Simulator Cup Series up at the Metal Racing League, as they are taking it downtown to the Music City World Nashville Superspeedway. And time for your race, presented by the ButtKicker Company here on PTM Racing TV. I got everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Shriver, and welcome back to the show as always. As we get ready and settle down for tonight's main event action-packed adventure here, we're going to take a look at our starters on the lineup tonight. Starting him up on the pole, the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn, the 21 will be our starter. The outside of him will be this closer, Cindy Taylor. Right number 2, it's going to be Dennis Warrens, and number 90 is outside. That'll be Dan Miglin. And the 31. Row number 3, it's Michael Pratt. The 45 is outside. That's Chantel, the Throttle Bottle, in the 5. Row number 4, Philip Brown. The 17 is outside. That'll be Robert Dudley in the 49. Row number 5, it's Matthew Hoffer in the 84. It is outside. That is Corey Reed in the 27. Row number 6 is going to be Kevin Winker in the 42. It is outside. Wally Babb and that 99. Row number 7 is going to be Jason Henry in the 3. It is outside. Dustin Sonaker in the 66. Row number 8, Jeffrey Todd Tuss, the 72, with the outside of him being Kevin Baker in the 87. Row 9, Christopher Jordan, the 78, with Jeffrey Oaks in the 20. And finally, Jason Reif in the 54 rounds out your field here tonight. They'll bring the drivers off around the corners on turn 4, down and set for the tone here tonight. Coming off the straights, coming off the race here now, ready to get to the action. It is go time in the Music City. Here we go. We are off and running. Let's go racing. Out of the gate, these drivers are going to be backing them down. They're going to be trying to keep them out of reach and out of sight and out of mind of trouble zones. This is a track that commands respect. It commands no tempers to be dished out, only to save yourself and to make sure you're running with the best. And out of the gate here, the 21 of Robert Kahn will have to take on one of the best there in Cindy the Closer Taylor, as the 07 tries to march her way on the outside. Fighting them down the back straightaway, here on the front straightaways, on the back stretches. Here you got drivers all over the place looking for openings where they can, trying to shoot the horns when they can get it. Dennis Warrens, number 90, DeeDub's machine, trying to fight it out there with the 17 of Philip Brown, as Brown felt a little bit like Charlie Brown, because he even whiffed the football and he ended up sliding drive out of turn 2. He slipped so hard you thought that was Charlie Brown down there, but that's alright. He's okay. He's back on all fours. He's getting this thing driven down as the race of the field continues to pull the momentum in. Coming off the ends here, off the clutches here, we're going to drive them down in. Michael Pratt here at the 45 had to serve a penalty for a little bit of a circumstances later on in the series here, so that will take him back a little bit. Coming off the clutches here, we fight him off as our first yellow flag of the night goes into play. Philip Brown having all sorts of problems there. The 17 and the 42. Kevin Winker getting into it here, and as they come across the front straightaway. I guess both drivers decided they needed to open their own lawn care service in this place. So I don't know if this would have been the right time to do it there, fellas. But hey, then again, I don't know too much about that service in the industry. I only know how to broadcast, I guess. To the PTM Instant Replay presented in part by our good friends over tonight by DeeDub Button Boxes. Let's take a look here as they come off out of turn 4. Hoffer gets in the wall, but Winker gets the worst of it. And Brown, oh boy, got a huge lick, and that rear end gets smack dab out. And the target 42 had nowhere to go and nowhere to run off of. So unfortunately, both drivers getting caught in a bit of a pickle, if you will. Just look on the PTM Instant Replay from the onboard camera here of Winker. And you're going to see this all night, folks. This is how difficult this track is. You've got to back those corners up in each spot, and you got to make sure you're not letting it drive up nearly as much. Think of it kind of like a Dover mixed hybrid of what maybe this track would be like if you're running Charlotte. That's how tough this track can really play into you and really smack you around. It's a great track, but boy, does it command respect. That was your PTM Instant Replay, again brought to you in part tonight by our good friends over at DeeDub Button Boxes, as apparently my technical difficulties tonight seem to be just outlandishly high. Okay, hopefully now we don't have that no more. Guess those glitch graphic gremlins weren't too happy that I ended up having another race here tonight. Well, Lori Hollander Tidwell coming on board here saying wishing luck to Wally Babb. Wally Babb saying let's go racing. Emily Miglin joins us in. Emily, it's great to have you on board. Same with you, Wally and Lori. Great to have you all joined us in here tonight for its action. So as we start to shred the field back into the stripes, we'll see everyone get all taken care of here, nice and back in the rhythmic sections. Yeah, hopefully we can see some more battles and some more action here in the coming times while drivers continue to work their way around the track, getting settled back down, if you will, after a little bit of a heated exchange, if you will, on the track. They are lined up back into position here. Off the center of pace here, the pace lights are off on the pace car. And remember, those cautions do come out and play in fair shakes here. Wick on the 42 having to go to the outhouse here out of the gate. So we'll see what happens here. Settling them back in now. Everyone looking for a run, looking for a stripe. Coming right out of the gate onto the stripes here again on the front stretchaway. We're back on in. And out of the gate here, looks like the ladies are going to be moving up a little bit. Chantel Throttle Pottle in the 5. Oh boy, she putting something down there. I think that GTR Race Simulator number 5 wants a piece of them here tonight. And she's driving a Ford Mustang to be exact as well. Why do I say that? Well, generally we don't necessarily see her all the time in Ford. She did drive a lot of Fords back when she was driving for Kevin Harvick's number 5 scheme, or 4 scheme, back on NASCAR Heat 4 and Heat 5 way back in the days. Boy, she have a good showing in there. She actually did talk about it on a little channel called The Racing Groove. I think you guys might want to check it out there on the podcast then, about times on NASCAR Heat 3 through 5 to come down out of the corners of turn 1 and 2, though. It is the 99 Rotec. Wally Babb putting on a little fighting showcase to the 84 Matthew Hofford. The Toyota Camry trying to hold back that other Ford Mustang here as they start to lead their way in. And it looks like a little trouble for the 87 of Kevin Baker. Baker struggling to get the corners off and trying to stay away from that wall protection. Miglin extremely aggressive in the corners. Backed into a run, backed into position. Soniker caught off guard yet again as well. Back in the pack they go. And Jeffrey Oaks, the man right now that is in the points race. He's currently second overall. He's looking to get a field day and a half tonight. Gonna take it up there with 66 of Soniker. Babenhofer will still go at it. Meanwhile, back up front, the reigning, defending champion of the season right now, Robert Dudley, is looking to showcase why he's a former champion. Straight to the inside, he takes it to the 5. And the Mercury, number 49, Toyota Camry, is putting on a show and putting on a run, looking for anything he's got. On that 21 of Robert Kahn. Kahn trying to defend him off, though, as they start to pull the momentum back ahead. Dirty air will be a big constant factor here tonight, but I think the biggest thing they're going to have to worry about besides those corners and entries is just where do they play them out at? Do they handle the corners better than the others, or do they try to go for broke? That's the key to success, and that's the key to failure. As a 20 now, Jeffrey Oaks sneaks his way right back onto the top 10 here, while the 31 of Dan Miglin starts to put Revzilla into the fight. Man, Meglin's just extremely powerful on these corners, just getting very good aggression. But I do wonder, though, is he overdoing and is overselling this car a slight bit? You got to wonder about that, because the thing is, if he is driving it in way too hard and end up burning the tires up, remember those tires are only so good for so long, and you only get about 3 sets of them. That's not including the one you got on your car, but still, that ends a lot of trouble will happen your way if you're not careful. Wheeling it down out of turn 4. Michael Pratt, the number 45, starting to pull it right back in there with Dustin Soniker. Old Sparky had him in the booth here Tuesday night. It was great to talk with him again and have some good challenge and good relishing in the moments, but I think right now he's not worried about that. He's more worried about trying to win out this race and get himself into victory lane. Down across the back straightaway here. Any driver for themselves. Oaksy trying to find a way around the whole field. Miglin trying to do much of the same while we go back up to the front and discloser Cindy Taylor and Chantel Pottle. Both ladies kind of hiding around down the top 5 while Robert Dudley eyes the rattlesnake Robert Kahn, who continues to lead the charge. The focus and determination this driver must be thinking right now is absolutely awe-inspiring. Knowing that he is still yet he's still get a victory and yet still to get back into the top spots, the top grabs that he feels he's owed and deserving. Is tonight that night? Could he change that way up? Arlie Dudley saying, okay, Dudleyville, let's PTM. She's saying, let's put the pedal to the metal. Great to have you on board, Arlie. Here comes the number 3, Jason Henry, also starting to put up a fight as the Americans look to try to knock down the Canadians a few pegs. Jeffrey Todd Tufts, one of the lone Canadians in the top 10 half, other than the Straddle Chantel Bottle and Dennis Warrens with Corey Reed in that pack. Trying to get some ground clearance, trying to get some openings when they can find it, see if they can take a charge. While the field starts to run off closer to the bottom end, remember these guys and gals are going to have to try and tighten these things up a little bit more as the run progresses. They went from a sunset atmosphere to the night times here from practice. And let me tell you something, under the night lights, it can get a little smooth out here, but it can be very, very tricky to get a runoff here. But I can tell you right now, man, these guys are not too worried about them, and they're not worried about anything other than just making their presence felt and making this show worth the darn. Feel the power these drivers bring off. These are 750 plus horsepower engines just coming around as fast as they can, just delivering all the goods that is necessary here. It is truly a beautiful sight to say the least. On board here with the DeeDub number 90 button boxes, this is Dennis Warrens now. Now Dennis, he's had a bit of an up and down kind of season so far. He's had some good racing and hard charges, but tonight he knows there is no such thing as being a hard charger. There's only one thing you can do, which is just plow through the field and make sure you stay up in that top half. Stay away from losing too much ground on these guys. Corey Reed's well aware of that, the number 27, and looks, hey, at least he got that scheme figured out down there. Yeah, the reoccurring joke was he forgot how to get the 27 painted on there. Apparently, his artist finally found a way to put a 27 on that car. Now, all I gotta say is he better not damage it anymore, because that rear end has got some fender bender damage. Ah, he'll be all right. He's got a pretty good, pretty clean, cooked up little car there. He'll be just fine when this is all over with. The 99 Wally Bab going to put up a little fight here to the number 5 is Chantel, the Toronto Pottle, while Jason Henry in the 3 starts to mark the Chevrolet end up as a ground, but his clearance nearly a 3 wide salute engaged there, but they back off a little bit. Henry deciding not to try to change that much challenge. Oh, but he does have a little side swipe, gives a little love kiss there to the 99 of Bab on the rear end. Gave him a little coat tap there out of turn 3 and 4. Now, I'm not sure how much Bab would appreciate that, but the 5 surely appreciate it because she got her spot back, and now looking to make a runoff on here. Laps are winding down now as they start to bring the momentum and bring the pain down. Henry starting to look for an opening, looking for a charge, anything he can get to get this one going. Great cornering, side-by-side action. These drivers just love to do every bit of that and then some. They have no troubles with that whatsoever. Going on board here with Michael Pratt. We're going to take a full lap around here. You notice how much so they're slowing those cars down, entering into the turns. But as you notice on exits, you can see they're actually building up a lot more speed than you usually do. Usually they got to be a little more careful about it, but this is the turn that's going to scrape them all off a little bit if you're not careful. You can run as hard as you want in most turns, but this turn right here, turn 3 and 4, this might be the section that really tightens drivers out of their element and really gets them all over the place, because it is a nasty little spot to say the least here. Coming out of turn 2, little 3 wide. Henry backs off this time though again. This time he's going to let Oaksy come into play. Jeffrey Oaks has a start from the outhouse, and he is making a run to the White House. The Jack Dow Motorsports number 20 Chevrolet Camaro trying to showcase what he's capable of and what he plans to do this season. He wants that season championship more than anything. He's been so close before. I personally battled it out with him for season championships before. He is a tough competitor. When it gets to that moment, he gets that chance and opportunity to strike. But if there's one man that may know how to win a championship better than everybody else, it may be the one leading the pack, and Robert the Rattlesnake on the 21 quick lane motorcraft Ford Mustang may be the one you'll have to watch out for in this one later on, because we're going to caution for the stage break. But a pretty solid encounter here from all drivers. Many making a run, many making a charge. But the question now is, who is going to get the advantage and who will be able to figure out pit strategies here? We find out that and more when we return. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at GTR Simulator. Welcome to the future, GTR Racing Simulator. It's not that we broke the mold, we just never used one. By DeeDub Button Boxes. Quality button boxes made your way. DeeDub Button Boxes always has you covered. By the ButtKicker, that's the performance for real tracks or virtual worlds. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By Gearhead Coffee, whether you're wrenching on your vehicle at home, in the garage, or servicing customers at the automotive repair facility or dealerships, Gearhead Coffee provides a unique premium quality coffee that keeps your motor running. And by Ooze Motorsports, don't think we're cheating because you think you're fast. So now fields will get ready to pile them into pit roads. And looky here, everybody coming into pit stop territory now. Looks like everybody going in the way they're supposed to. It looks like there is a rule of thumb here tonight to watch out for, folks, is how they enter into pit roads and how they enter off of pit roads. There is a little section down there. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it or not. That is supposed to be designed to basically come out of. Well, you can see everyone down there in pit road right now, actually. Getting ready for a little field day and a half, getting coiled up for some runs or two. Honestly, I don't know how Cindy the Closer Taylor even got into pit road without kind of messing that up. Phillip Brown and Con staying out. Whole field will now have to get out of pit road and get ready for a charge here. They'll come off out of the pit exit lanes. They got to make sure they stay inside that area. You're seeing them go around right now, and they have to exit out right about there. There is a way to get out of that area a little quicker, but again, they cannot be going anywhere near it. So if they do go for a normal pit stop, which you may see a few of them, they'll have to watch it down there. It's kind of, they can't just play a NASCAR heat style roll. Well, it looks like Con's going to go into pit road after all. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. He was running so hard, I thought maybe he would try to play that long game tire strategy that he's been so well known for, but no, he decides he's going to wait it out. Warren Young saying, let's go, Oaksy. Charlize Anderson saying, go, Kevin Winker, number 42. Robert W. saying, get a tire durometer on Dennis Warren's. I don't even think I can even do that, guys, to be honest with you. I have no idea how to even remotely do that. I believe iRacing has told us before, and they'll tell us again, we are not allowed to do that ever. I believe that is the rule of thumb, if I'm told correctly. Dennis Warren's, though, you do see that number 90 machine. He'll be in the third place spot. Robert Dudleyville. Dudley will be your restarter on the command. All drivers must go on green as Con tries to burrow his way out of there. Better be careful he didn't get himself into trouble, though. That could have been black flag scenario if he got himself into that situation. You can't overdrive out of that pit stop. Field ready to march their way off the corners of 4 and then bring them back to life. Still got quite a few laps left here at Nashville Superspeedway, folks, and the action just keeps on coming. And we're going to keep on trucking. Out of turn 4 this time by, looking for the start. Everybody piling in, just trying to get a little comfortable. No, we're getting comfortable now. You get to the green, we're going great. Oh, look at this. Wybab right out of the gate. Man, he just snuck it right by Kevin Winker in the 42. And Corey Reed also sneaking his way around in the middle. 3 wide salutes coming on board. Cindy the Closer Taylor going to have to watch out down there. She's in no man's land. That's not where you want to be there. She's got to get out of that outside line, get back to the bottom ASAP or end up DOA. That's about the only way to get out of this mess. And they'll charge them off out of the front straightaway here. Every driver for themselves, no one missing a beat. The throttle Chantel Pottle going to try and take on one of her fellow Canadians there in the 72. Jeffrey Todd Tuss has a 99 away. Bab just pounds the throttle. You could say he put the pedal straight down into that metal. Oh my. He is wheeling, he's dealing. Dan Miglin doing much of the same. Coming off the corners here of turn 4. Currently top 5. Miglin, Bab, Oaksy, Reed, and Dudley. Rife going off the track here. Unfortunately, he enters into pit road. A little bit of trouble down there for the 54. The Rattlesnake Robert Kahn kind of found himself in a bit of a bad predicament here. I don't know if maybe his strategy will work out as well as I think he was hoping for. I think he was planning the drivers to overpace him just a little bit and then set himself up for that long run. Here at a track like this, though, you really need to catch some breaks here to get some luck and get some help. The Music City does not play around. Off the pack here, down the back straightaway, drafting now going to be a viable option for Corey Reed and Jeffrey Oaks to catch the Dudleyville. Robert Dudley is still your race leader here, and remember, he is right now currently a little lower in the points than I think he was hoping for at the start of the season. This is only 2 races in, but this is the 3rd race of the season. And when I was talking about it earlier on, I said Nashville Superspeedway may be the toughest track these drivers face all season long. And it's not just because of how flat and how tricky the track can play into, but I feel as though it's more or less because the track is just designed to test even the best of drivers at the worst of times. Some of the best names that have graced this track have come on board this last season, and they will be on for next season, of course, in the actual NASCAR series. Certainly was a fun race to watch and a fun show to watch, even though lap traffic kind of was what. But at the end of the day, everyone still got to the race, still got to see some action. So at least it wasn't like what was that one track, Kentucky, when they first brought the Cup Series out. That's the good news. Number 45 Hooters machine looking to go outside line, looking for in. The 84 Matthew Hoffer backing down his throttle just a little bit. May not be having nearly as much momentum as they go 3 wide slope. Pratt got to be careful though. Got to stay away from bouncing off those walls and out off those aprons. Does a 3. Jason Henry. As Khan looks for a maneuver on the outside, looking for a charge. Yet again, the Rattlesnake is in top gear. You can just see how much he is turning that car in. You can see how much he wants desperately to catch back up into the fight, but it seems like if you get the lead early, you can just kind of run away from the field. Jeffrey Oaks and Corey Reed is taking full notice of what Robert Dudley is doing. When they get to lap 50, that will be there when everything changes and the game plan completely fires away. Dan the Man Miglin here in the 31, still hanging in there as Wally Babb in the 99 and Corey Reed go at it a little bit. Wally having a pretty good start to his season here with this race, I would say, as a Road Tech 99 Ford Mustang tries to take down the Chevrolets and that one lone Camry up ahead. Corey, though, is still hanging on, not giving him any chances here. You almost could say this is kind of like a bump and run kind of track. You almost kind of just got to get in there and just kind of stick it to him to make sure you get him out of your way, but I would not recommend it around here. That's one thing. Coming off out of through 2, Miglin now puts Revzilla up in the fight. Michael Pratt having some major problems down there. He's in the road. He's in the infield. He's in the grass. Come up, bud. Don't go up yet. They'll let Christopher Jordan sneak by him. Kevin Baker going to try to stay out of trouble. Hard mounted out of 4. They staying in the zone and staying out of the way. Good driving on his end. On board here with our Jackdaw Motorsports number 20 of Jeffrey Oaks. Someone put that JDM cam literally on the right, on that right rear fender there. I don't know how the heck they did that, especially considering they just broke my camera for smacking into the wall. Come on, man, what? I gotta literally replace these cameras every time I go to the race. Would you guys stop breaking them already? Babb now looking like he might have a slight opportunity to knock down Miglin here. Miglin trying to hold him back, trying to keep him in play. Seemingly less trouble and less effort. It seems to be the best way to move around the track. The number 5, Chantel Throttle Pottle, is going to be tested here by Jeffrey Todd Tufts for the battle for 7. As Dennis Warren to number 90 also sneaks his head in a little bit. He says, hey guys, I hear there's a party up here. Let me have some fun. Let's go on now. He says, I'll bring the button boxes to the cave if you bring me the butt kicking machines. Which, by the way, you can get your own Gamer 2 or Sim Kit by, of course, the ButtKicker company. Visit up their website at thebutkicker.com. You trust me, you will not be disappointed. Coming from a guy that never thought he'd get into sim racing and didn't think he needed it. Oh, trust me, I needed it, and I love it every day. Don't matter, dirt, road course, asphalt ovals, dirt roads, it don't matter. That thing works beautifully on all. If you don't believe me, just ask the Pottlez Racing GTR Racing Simulator ButtKicker machine, DeeDub button boxes, Chantel the Throttle Pottle. She's got one right now. If you don't believe me, ask her on her little streaming page right now, Pottlez Racing. She's actually streaming up just at the moment, trying to get some recognition for the crew and the league here, being a very big ambassador, of course, of the league and helping out many drivers to get better as we go through these seasons and these years. And that's what this league has really always been about, trying to help and each other out and have a good time, no matter what's online on the track. And now Dennis Warren's now sinking his way on the inside. The throttle Chantel Pottle trying to hold her down. Dennis now with a big run off as the 5 has to corner off, slow it down a little bit with Colin now sneaking his way on the inside. Opening, presenting itself, couldn't quite get it. And the 5 now trying to hammer back in, trying to get something going for her. And here comes an old rival there in the 21. The Rattlesnake is back on her tail end. If you want to hear more stories about these two, I swear, go visit the Racing Groove on Facebook and listen to that podcast. It was interesting to listen into what these two had to even say. There are some serious war stories, almost vibes I get from them. It's like they just could not help but just playing around with each other when they can. On the track, they would just completely dominate the fields and just bash each other around like nobody's business. They were fast, that is for sure. Jeffrey Oaks, Corey Reed still battling for second right now. Meanwhile, Wally Babb and Dan Miglin, they don't seem to be leaving each other alone. This is your battle for fourth. Miglin's still hanging in there. Babb trying to knock him down a few pegs and keep him away. He feels he rightfully deserves a chance at being here. He feels he rightfully deserves to have any opportunity given to an extent. On board here as Oaksy now looks to try to hold back the run coming from Reed. Reed sneaks it straight in. Dive bomb down to the bottom, going for the run. Unbelievable speed coming from both drivers. Oaksy, if he can keep having a consistent season like he's having right now, he might just be the man you got to watch out for in the championship running. But with the last winding down, we've only got about 2 to go before we head up to our stage break. Look at Matthew Hofford. He's starting to get a little bit of a run back on that 84. He's trying to make something work and get ahead of the field just enough to get a chance at pit road's good stop zone. Todd opens the door. You don't drive it wide and expect someone not to come knocking. And if these doors are knocking, you best stop rocking. Okay, I completely screwed that up. Oh, wait. Oh, well. Alright, Willie's right now rocking a little roll. Rock him out. Get a little roll in patrol. And now it looks like 84 of Hoffert is going to get this one a show. The Rattlesnake going to put a fight back up on the throttle. Chantel Pottle while Henry. And number 3. Maybe trying to open up a few O. Henrys because he seems to be enjoying that as his favorite chocolate bar. Because he's feeling a little sweet around here. A little bit of damage on that 21 as the caution flag does fly out. Robert Dudley manages to walk away with the stage win. And now, my friends, you got 2 different stage winners, and we're seeing the pattern going on. If you start up front, you got a good chance to win it. Which one of these drivers will smarten up and get to the front the quickest? Find out whenever it's earned. Tonight's race has also been presented and brought to you in part by our good friends over at LBT Pallet. Got a pallet up to the tip-top shape? Call up LBT Pallet. We got you covered. By Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net. Matching your want with your wallet. They always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Matt Mills Racing Team, best of Xfinity teams out there sponsoring and supporting Battle of the Metal Racing League this season. If you want to help support Matt's journey, follow him up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. By Mann's Maintenance. You want it done right? Call him, man. By Barrytown Cleaners. When you got yourselves a mess, Barrytown Cleaners can help fix that up. And by Pottlez Wrapz. Most affordable designs made at your leisure. Pottlez Wrapz always bring out the best designs in your library.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road. Know your vehicle. And get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Newton meters of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
Pedal the Metal Racing League this season also would like to take a part to big thank you to all the sponsors out there that have helped kind of get this great league to grow even further and better than beyond it was. I can't thank you enough as well to all the fans that have supported, and of course every one of you that have done this all. Really, without you guys, we couldn't do it without you. So once again, thank you to the sponsors, thank you to the fans, thank you for the support. And now, as we get ready to get back down to the action, let's take it back down to Nashville Superspeedway. So field ready to get settled back down in, as I'm still experiencing some technical difficulties. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. There we go. Gotta love when the Grutchgraphic Gremlins come rocking and calling. So only our third caution of the night, one involving the wreck between Kevin Winker and the number 17 of Philip Brown. Philip has yet to recover from that bad accident. Hopefully now might be an opportunity to strike while the iron's hot here. Race fans, this is now the time and the place. If you guys haven't already, be sure to like and follow us up here on Facebook. Head over to the PTM Racing TV store we got down in the comments section below. Also, check out our YouTube, man, where you'll see this race in its entirety. And if you like what you see there, be sure to subscribe and help support the show, help keep the content flowing. Without you guys, we can't do it without you. So again, if you help support us, we support you, and you know how we support you guys back. Leading him off down out of the front straightaway, race fans. It's time to go back to the green and back to the action. The madness continues in the Music City. Oh, the roar of these beasts is just a sight and sound to be had. Off the corners of turn 2, looks like Dudley and Reed were having a little bit of a good around here, but Oaksy was like, hey, I'm invited to the party too, guys. I got to run for you. Here I come. Coming on the outside. Dudley's going to be in kind of no man's land with Oaksy being up top. They'll keep it centered down in point. Battle for the race lead. Oaksy trying to hold it up on the outside. That's a pretty bad spot, though, if you burn those tires up quickly. Dudley knows this. He's trying to force him to do it. They're going to have about a 45-lap run. They've got to master. They've got to make sure they keep everything in play and keep everything on target. Every driver for themselves. Pit strategies are going to really play out and be the weakness or the big factor here. Out of the corners here, back to the stretches here. Every driver for themselves, except for Kevin Baker. Baker, the 87, crashes in. And the 87 lost it out of turn 2 there, unfortunately. And now looks like the caution flies for our 4th time tonight. 2 under the yellow and 2 under the stage. Here's a look at what happened, though. Let's take a look at the instant replay. Presented in part by DeeDub Button Boxes tonight. Let's take a look at this one. And Baker just overturns it and smacks right dab into the 90, and the 5 is Chantel Bottle getting a piece of it. Dennis Warren's got the worst of it, though. What a tough break for them, unfortunately, to get stuck in that scenario. You're going to see the instant replay again here. This is what happened, unfortunately, to Baker. He just could not get out of his own way. So he thinks he's got a hard charge. He thinks his battery's in full, but he forgot you don't get any kind of coverage if you don't have some ground level runs. And that thing was not set the way he wanted it to be. Big, tough break there for Baker, but he does go into pit road all right, so the drivers will lead him back in and hopefully get this one settled straight. 4th caution of the night, 2 under the yellow, and then 2 under the stage breaks that they were given tonight. There's still plenty of time, plenty of action to be had here at PTM Racing TV. Stay tuned, we got more coming for you.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying to look for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Alright, the action's just going to kick back up here as we get live back down here on the track. Race fans, thanks for tuning on in still. It's currently, I still, for some reason, why is it always time I go to Nashville Superspeedway, I always have like some kind of glitch graphic gremlin popping up. And we got to visit here again, by the way. That's 2 days from now. Tuesday night, you will see Fast and Fun Champion Power Equipment Cup Series here on the track. They will continue their season out. Last time we were here, a little bit of drama on the track on the last couple of laps. Will we see that again? It will only time tells here on the show. Kenneth Crawford saying good job in the booth. Number 21. He's rooting on this boy. Thank you for tuning in, Ken. Coming right around out of turn 4 this time by here, folks. We're getting ready to get back to the action. 40 laps remain. Leading the charge. Dudley waiting for the arrival of the green. And he will get it. Here we go. Hot on the keels of the speeds they carry. The tires will have to take a little bit more of a beating now. Robert Kahn has snuck his way back into the fight. He's got Corey Reed and Jeffrey Oakes in his sights, but he's going to have to find a way around Dudley as well. And those two earlier on had a great battle when they charged up into that race lead spot. Lining them out of turn 3 and 4. This time by here, everyone's still in a hot pursuit. Con trying to maneuver around everybody. Miglin is right down at the bottom though. One wrong move and it could be game over for both drivers. Every corner counts. They are still dead even in the nick of things. Miglin is not giving up. He will not let him charge ahead. He says, no, sir. I will make sure I do what it's time for that until he smacks right down in the middle. And Miglin got a piece of the 21. Robert on smack dab into the wall. In trouble for him. Oh, Miglin yet again drived it in well, but he got himself into a bit of a pickle. Ooh, my friends, that was a big little bump and run there, I will say, but that cost both of them. That's why you can't really touch on this kind of track, this kind of format. You gotta stay kind of clear of it, try to drive them in as clean as humanly possible. The 99 Wally Babb here trying to fight it out here with Corey Reed, the number 27, trying to hold him down. Reed seems to be very articulate in how he wants to hit every corner and hit every spot up. Con with too much damage out ahead to pit road and probably get a fresh set of tires and a little splash of gas in there. Maybe they'll try and hope for the best here. Jason Henry now into the clutches of this one, while the 90 Dennis Warren's got a fresh instant repair done up for this car. Miglin driving it quick, driving it fast, looking for openings where they last. Solid off the corner, solid off the run, no issue there. But again, you know, we saw just a little bit where it just got a little too close together. You looking back at it, I don't know if it was Miglin or Con that got into it first. But I mean, the way you look at it, to me, it looked like maybe Miglin drove up slightly and Con drove slightly down, trying to corner off a little bit. That's just kind of the difficulty you run with Nashville Superspeedway. I don't know if Con's gonna see it that way, but I mean, at the same time, that's just how it plays out. Again, not too happy about that one. He gives it the thumbs down. Not every race can be a perfect 10 out of 10, Mud. That's all I can say there. Speaking of 10 out of 10, just something we haven't seen in a while is the 07 of Cindy Taylor having a 10 out of 10 season. She is still looking to get that first win of the season, and she's been trying desperately to show her power and the momentum on behind it. Winker giving it a hard run and a hard charge, but here comes that 07 once again, trying to rock a little NASA into orbit. I guess in the Music City we gotta send it to the moon, to the sky. Oh, heard a lot of big smacks down there. Warrens and Henry getting into it. Warrens and Henry slowed down badly here. Damage there up on both ends. We'll take a look at the PTM replay, see what happened here. Looked like maybe a tough situation popping up for him. No caution thrown, but here's what happened. Well, Henry is down low. He barely taps the corner, and Warrens just kind of gets a little bump. Wow, that was a bad little knocker there, if you ask me. Henry is okay, so is Warrens. They're back on the field and back in the track, but that definitely cost him a lot of time. Corey Reed now looking to get right back up there with Jeffrey Oaks as they are starting to field in position. They've got about 31 laps remaining, and Robert Dudley is now taking full aim, full charge. But again, when does he go into pit road? Does he choose to go in early? Because we've seen, if you get in earlier, stop and get back on the lead lap real quick and get to that front. Seems like that is the best way to be. But this is now turning into a fuel tire strategy. You gotta make these moves matter, and you gotta make these runs matter more than everything else. That's the only way you're gonna survive out here. Danny Graham, G-Day from down under. He says go with the 17. Ah, my friend Danny, it is great to hear our Australian friends come back to life here. It's good to hear from you guys. Well, there's your boy, the number 17, Phillip Brown, looking to put up a fight there to the 5 of Chantel, the Throttle Pottle. Dan the Man Miglin right now, the 31 Revzilla, trying to stay out of trouble and stay out of the mess here. I think he's just trying to get a cleaner lap in because of what happened earlier. He knows the damage on the car could hurt him for the long haul. Michael Pratt trying to exploit it. And he will exploit something here coming down off the bottom. The Hooters 45. Gotta run, gotta charge. Looking for the opening, not gonna get it here. Wasn't quite enough there. Wasn't enough power under the hood to stay with it. Oh, but looking under the hood here. Here comes Jeffrey Oaks in the number 20. He must have found the Racing Bible and he must have opened it up to Excel Chronicles, verse 8 of 9. In the time of need, we trust in the power of speed. We look to our Lord and save our grace. Because tonight, I'm on the pace. He has got a charge up there on Dudley. Look at Dudley here. You can see the time zone differences. That's not good right now. Oaksey is gaining ground while Dudley is losing ground. If Oaksey can get 2 more good laps in, this might be a tough little call here for the pit strategy. Dudley may have to rethink his strategy a little bit. Remember, they usually go on a 25 lap stage run, so if they've been planning that out. Now the question is, can they make it work? That is the question. Can they make it work? Especially know what they know now. What can happen? This could be a translucent issue here. Cindy the Coulter Taylor 07 on the outside. Maybe trying to save the tires up just a little bit. Maybe look for runs where she can. The 99 of Wally Bab is starting to break ground and take shape. The Rotec machine has not been really seen as that kind of guy as of late, but right now he's doing it here as now Cindy delivers a little crossover step there. Cross-setted it right in between, had nowhere to go but except for down and up. Miglin heads for pit road. He'll have to take a fresh set of tires and some damage control on that one. Does Oaksey and Dudley do the same? That's the big question now. If they're going to, they're going to have to start pacing themselves a little bit better because I feel like they're starting to charge a little too quick, a little too hard. There are certainly no clear-cut, clean-cut winners here in Battle of the Metal. It's either you win or you lose. And there's a lot of drivers out here that refuse to lose. They have that inner sanctum, that inner spirit to just give it their heart, give it their desire. And no, I'm not saying give them fuel, give them fire, give them what they desire. Thank you, Metallica. Here we go. Reed's going to head into pit road. The proper way to go into pit road. That's the way to enter in. You'll be joined by Cindy the Coulter Taylor and the 99 of Wybab. The 5 of Chantel Bottle and Phillip Brown will lead them off the charts. Looks like they may be going for a very long run. Dudley and Oaksey may be doing the same. My question is, can they make that work? You know, I'm not saying will they be able to do it. I'm saying, can they make that work? Because that is a lot of time and pressure that they can get to them easily if they're not careful. If that caution even rears its ugly head, that will definitely slow up everything and it'll change the face of how you look at it. Lady Luck can sometimes be on your side, and then Lady Luck sometimes could literally be your worst enemy. Which side does she stand on tonight? Oaksey and Dudley are still neck and neck with one another. It looks like Oaksey is going to slow her down. He blinks first. Winker stays out. The 42 was involved in that little wreck earlier on. Seems to not be too worried about it. He just wants to kind of finish it out. Jeffrey Todd Tufts back on the fight, back on the zone. He's currently going to be a little bit down in the position, though. He's currently rocking it in 7th spot, while Christopher Jordan at 78. First time we really talked about him all night, the AC Delco Superman machine. Hasn't really strung up too many good runs as of late. And he feels like it's time to change that. He said to me earlier today, man, if I could just dial this thing in for one time, I would be much happier and better off, I feel. And I asked him, well, how do you do that? He said, well, first off, I just need to figure out how the heck to stop spinning my tires out and get some runs off. That seems to be my biggest issue. As we got a caution down there, we got a big wreck. Dan Miglin yet again involved in it. And Cindy Taylor has collapsed in as well. What the heck happened here? My, this one looks like a bit of a disaster. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh no, don't tell me. Watch the replay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You can't tell me what we think we just saw. I mean, I guess you can't blame him in some regards, but still. Alright, let's just go on the onboard camera with Robert Kahn. Let's just find out why did this happen. Let's take a look at it from this replay. Now, you remember earlier on, that little hit they took here coming out of 3 into 4. Kahn is a lap down, and he certainly did not forget that. Well, from that angle, it's kind of hard to tell, but we'll take one more look at it from this angle here. I think this might be a little bit more reassuring, if you ask me. You can see Kahn just kind of drove it up slightly. Miglin was there, and I don't know, man. You guys be the judge, but I think that was pretty clear cut. Kahn is going to the back, though. He said, yeah, I'll just go to the back. Don't even talk to me about it. Well, good to know his priorities are in stable check, I guess. Oh, boy. Well, we're not going to commercial break because we need to make sure nothing crazy happens around here, because remember... yeah, the RTC iRacing League, last time we went to the replay and things were happening, that was really when we thought we were going to see a big fight break out here on iRacing, but thankfully cooler heads prevailed, and that did not end up happening. Thank you for that. But, boy, was it sure something to talk about, I'll say that much. So there is still some room for maybe a little bit of a hectic finish here. And actually, folks, what that caution might have just did, like I just said a minute ago, it was going to affect the drivers in one way or another. This is definitely affected. This is set up for something special here. This is kind of crazy right now. Dudley knows he was in good position, but now he's in a little bit of a pickle here because he's got Hoffert, Slonaker, Pottle, Jordan, Baker, Todd Tufts, Oaksey, Brown, all up in close arms. While the rest of the field, Henry, Kahn, Winker, Pratt, Babb, Cindy Taylor, Corey Reed, and Dan Miglin are all in a bit of a troubleshoot area. This is a bad spot to be in right now. And it looks like Dan Miglin has parked it for the night. He says the car is not running anymore. I just can't get it working right. Man, that is just wild, man. So Dennis is a lap down at the moment. Same for, I believe, Babb, Winker, and all of them. As the yellow lights are off on the pace car. This means it's time to get back to the action here. Chantel Pottle will be right up there with Robert Dudleyville Dudley and 15 laps to go. I'm gonna now pay you close attention to this right here. The pit strategy speedometer. This is what these drivers are working up against. Look at the speed and time that Chantel's got over Dudley. There's a fresh set on the throttle, but there's also a fresh set on Hoffert. Slonaker's got one. Jordan's got one. Baker's got one. Brown has one. Actually, Brown out of that bunch has the freshest of them all, so he is literally working off of cold sets. This could be a wild moment coming up here. And this is really starting to take shape and take aim. This could be a little bit interesting. Here they come now, down out of 3 into 4. No, we're not going green yet. Drivers are not quite up there yet, so they'll have 14 laps to go. And I think this is really going to be this is going to start turning into a bit of a charge here. This could get dangerous. So right now it looks like we'll have 13 drivers on the lead lap. Warrens gets his lap back. So did OC, Todd Tufts, Bab, and all of them. Winker's going to be in a pretty good spot here. Robert Kahn going to be hiding in the background. I don't think he wants to be on television too much longer after what had just there a little bit ago. I'm not saying anything there, but that was definitely suspicious. $14 to go. Only 5 cautions, 2 of them being stages, 3 of them involving Rex, Winker. Unfortunately, getting it down into there. Phillip Brown still under caution though. Lights will have to flash off again. Something is not right down here. Cindy the Closer Taylor was not back on the track here. Looks like they're trying to get her in field. These guys got to hurry up though. They're running out of time to run this race. Okay, they have no more time to gain. It's either you do or you don't. You got to get going here, folks. All right, so it looks like 13 laps will now go. Although I said that last time, and I'm hoping we get it this time. I think we're good though. Race fans, I'm going to ask you now here. We're down to the final laps. Who do you got your money on? Do you have anyone in the top 5 like Christopher Jordan, Matthew Hoffer, Dustin Sonaker, Robert Dudley, or Chantel Bottle? Or do you have someone in the top 10 in mind? Maybe Kevin Baker, Phillip Brown, Kevin Winker, Michael Pratt, Wally Babb. Do you have any of them in your eyes right now? Which one of these drivers do you think will walk away with the W in the first visit ever to Nashville Superspeedway for the Battle of the Middle Racing League GTR Racing Simulator Cup Series? Things are going to heat up around here, and might as well start tuning the band up because it's time to deliver the sweet chin music super kick on this track. Which one of these drivers is going to be on the receiving end, and which one is going to take it to victory lane to have a little jamming session? We'll launch them off out of turn 4 this time by ready to field them in and get ready to get back to the action here. Coming out of the front straightaway here. Everyone looking for the start. Field trying to get into position. They get off the start. They're on it. We're going. And Chantel immediately knew what to do. She went straight to the bottom trying to dodge the run there from Hoffert. Dudley, though, gets the advantage. They will have to fight it out amongst themselves, see who can get the better run off as they come down that back straightaway here. Everybody looking for a pace in the field. Hard on the gas. Everybody looking for opportunities when they can get it. Kevin Winker's up on the outside. 3 wide salute as Phillip Brown tries to evade, tries to avoid. Everyone getting clean out of that one. Wally Babb is in the middle now of a 3 wide as well. Baker's on the top side. Babb's got to be careful. Bring it back down a little bit. Slow her down. Slow it down. Look out. Look out. Christopher Jordan slowing down badly. Dennis Warren's going to get caught in the middle of it. And the caution flies. Dennis Warren just cannot catch a break tonight. Oh, my. Jordan slows down a little bit. It looks like that may have been what started the chain reaction. We'll go to the PTM replay, take a look at this one, but I got a feeling it may have involved Jordan there, unfortunately. This is a bit of a 3 wide salute tandem here. Yeah, right there. Looks like Pratt, Babb, just a little bit of Babb. And then the 90 got kind of caught off in there. I'm really not even sure how to really call that one. Let's take a look up front, though, again. Let's take a look at this here. This is where things got a little bit crazy, if you will. This is where everything started, was with Jordan. We'll take a look here. Jordan drives up slightly, gets to 17. Babb's trying to avoid. Pratt's trying to avoid. That's just a bit of a bad situation there, I would say. Wow. So now this is where things get a little bit more intense and a little more intriguing here, because again, if you're that 49 right now, you're just looking behind you and seeing that 5 kind of lingering in the background. Remember, she's still searching for that first Cup Series win. Has yet to get it done here. She's looking for an opportunity to strike while the iron's hot. As you heard some of the motors blowing off down there, some of the folks having some serious malfunctions in the cars. I remember I blew a motor earlier on when I was running the officials. They ended up having a late model race down at Hickory, and I'll tell you one thing, folks. There's one track we need to get on this show soon enough. It's Hickory Motor Speedway. I'm gonna tell you something right now. There is one race that is scheduled, and it is with the Pushing Limit Racing League. They will bring the super lates there, but I'll tell you something right now. When you see Hickory, that track is as tough to master as I feel this one is. Just on a much shorter scale, because that track, what it does is it basically just turns you in left and right, sends you for a bit of a drive. It can get a little crazy out there. And speaking of crazy, folks, remember this will not end under the time limit. No, we are not having time limits here unless absolutely necessary. We are going to finish the final 7 laps, 6 laps, whatever we go to, back on the restart. All races will be completed under the green. We are not playing that game here this season, if at all possible. We will let you know if we do, but tonight is not that night. So Philip Brown, the 17, managing to escape and evade traffic and issues there. Christopher Jordan going to the back of the end here. Not out of an EOL, just unfortunately from the crash. Dennis Warrens out for the night. Unfortunately, the number 90 cannot keep it going, and what a tough break there for him. He gave it everything he had and tried to fight for a spirit or two. Got to give the heart of the fighting spirit to his name and his credit. This is it. We're going back to the green this next time by. We have 7 laps remaining. And if I'm one of the top 10 right now, I'm thinking in my head, do not spin the tires and get these things going ASAP. Field stretched in, they're ready to go. And look at this, Dustin Sodenker and Matthew Hoff for the first time this season. They're going to be up in that top half. Maybe in the spot they want to be in. Robert Dudley, he's no stranger to being in that spot. He has won here on the show before many times. And honestly, it's probably the most consistent driver right now out of this entire field. The only thing this season so far he's lacking is the points. He's not doing too hot there. Will that change here now as drivers try to get back on the pace, back on the lap here? They'll bring him down around out of turn 4 this time by. Looking for the gun, looking for the start. Waiting the arrival of the green flag here. Oh, there's our flagman. He's waiting for him to tell him, hey, we're good to go. Let's go racing. There is the green. We're off and running now. Off the charge yet again. This time the throttle gets a much better start, getting right up there with the 80, right up ahead of the 84. The number 49 though leads them off this 87 of Kevin Baker now, looking to make a few maneuvers around, trying to open the door up or two. Look for a charge, couldn't get it. Oaksy goes up high, looking for a smack dab spot in the fight. Cindy looking to maybe move in the inside, did not get it there. They'll still hammer him down just a little bit more. Phillip Brown now, after the first wreck of the night, ends up getting himself back into this battle here for the top spots. The 17 is not giving an inch here. He's got to run. He's got to seam. He finds it around Halford. At Halford once again now, passed in. Coming around the 17 of Phillip Brown, looking to charge him out. They're down to the final laps here. Corey Reed smacked into the wall. Protection gets out of the way though. Histon Henry staying out of it as well. 5 laps remain, and the Robert the Rattlesnake Khan having a bit of an up and down kind of night. He had not too happy about that at all, I would say, but he still has a chance at making a run for it later on. Kevin Baker sends it into the infield. Trouble for the 87. He's crashed smack dab in the middle as a caution flies. And he's put it in pit row, which means we're going to a green-white checker. This could get interesting. This can get a bit interesting. Let's take a look and see what happened though on the replay. See what happened here as they came around out of turn 1 and 2. Yeah, that's a slight tap by Jeffrey. I'm not really sure if that really was meant for Kevin Baker. I don't know. Maybe that was like the slightest tap you can give. But remember, we saw that earlier on. We'll take a little look at it from the onboard camera here at Vokesy. Oaksy's struggling to try to keep hold. The 87 of Baker was trying to keep hold as well, unfortunately, and it just kind of ended up being that battleground area. Ooh, boy. So the field's starting to take shape once again here, and man, this just keeps getting more and more wacky by the minute. And now, folks, this is what it's all about. We're coming to the end of this one. There are no more gimmies. There are no more opportunities. You either take and give, or you lose and win. Which will it be? Lose or win? Strike, or you give it, or do you lose everything? That's okay, you win or you lose. That's the only thing you can really do. I have no idea. I've lost my breath here, folks. It's hard to really even call what's going down, because this is literally just turned into probably one of the crazier stuff we may see here on PTM Racing TV. We saw earlier today where those Joe Six-Pack Racing crew, they put on a tremendous fight in the show that was led down by a 1/10 of a second finish. A 1/100th of a second finish, and now we could get the same situation here on this restart if we're not careful. Dudley knows he could be in trouble if that 5 finds a way around him. Might be time to start getting that rabbit's foot out. Make sure you're tuning the band up, because now you're gonna really need some help. Now you're gonna really need some love from old Elvis. They will get him settled up down across the front straightaway this time by looking for the green flag. And they're going to get it. Out of the gate, they're going to go 3 wide on the start. I don't know if I would have done that right out of the gate here. That's a bit of a bad spot to be in. Corey Reed knows that too well. Goes wide, bab into the wall protection. They'll lean him off down the back straightaway here. Every driver for themselves. The 5 now has a run though on the 49. Dudley's in trouble. Can the 5 get a run off on him? The 17 of Philip Brown's right there with them. They'll come across out of turn 4 to the white flag this time by. One last opportunity to strike while the iron's hot. White is out. They clear him off out of turn 1 and 2. Robert Dudley, though, has a strong foothold on that race lead. They'll need everything they can while they wreck behind him. Sloanaker has crashed out. They'll lead him off out of turn 3 and 4. Philip Brown going to get an opening for the 5, but it's Robert Dudley who walks away with the win in the Music City. Chantel Ball just barely holds out the 5 as the 17 goes for a ride down in the grassy plains, but what a finish. And a return to the top of the mountain and a win in the Music City will be that what Robert Dudley was looking for here tonight. And what a victory it must feel like for that 49 Mercury driver. He's come very far and quite often, a lot of times here on the show. And he pulled off a great battle to the end. Stanley C. Battle coming on board saying great racing number 5. Tremendous finish for these drivers. That last lap may have been a little bit chaotic, though, to say the least. He's trying to do some burnouts down there. I don't think he's getting it figured out, though. That's all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down here for our final grading order here. Presented tonight by the ButtKicker Company. Best performance on rail tracks, the virtual rail field. What you've been missing in the ButtKicker. Robert Dudley wins it as he takes his Polish lap around. Chantel Bottle just comes up a little short here in Nashville. Philip Brown with the 3rd place finish. 4th to Matthew Hoffert. 5th to Kevin Winker. 6th to Michael Pratt, 7th to Cindy Taylor, 8th to Jeffrey Todd Tufts, 9th to Jeffrey Oaksey, and 10th goes to Jason Henry. And the number 3, great job here by all drivers involved in keeping themselves under pressure, cool if you will. This is your final starters here. The 19th position now showed up on screen. Jason Reif not able to finish it out here tonight, sadly there. But nevertheless, folks, when we come back, we've got to talk with our top 3 drivers, so do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this quick commercial messages.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. We're live now talking with our top 3 drivers. First up on the list here, we'll talk with the throttle Chantel Bottle. Chantel, congratulations on a 2nd place finish and a charge at the end there for Dudley, but just came up a little bit short. What happened there coming in 3 and 4?
It's just a little tight. I think my tires is a little bit more worn than what I thought they were. Only for that, I think me and him would have had a good battle.
Certainly was indeed. I mean, all around though, it seemed like you had this 5 kind of dialed in for that long haul, but then the late caution came out. Did the late caution kind of help you out for your strategy, or do you feel like it kind of messed it up and had to think out of the box?
No, it messed it up big time. I was good to go until like 10 laps to go, and then I was going to get some fresh tires and just a little splash of gas and go. I think that would have helped more, but oh well.
Oh, well, indeed. But hey, at the end of the day, still 2nd place finish and a good points day. So, Chantel, I got to ask you, who do you want to thank her for that?
Everyone at PTM Racing TV and all the sponsors for Pedal to the Metal Racing League.
I appreciate you coming on board here tonight, Chantel. Congratulations on 2nd place finish, and we'll see you next time out.
Thank you.
The throttle Chantel Bottle, ladies and gentlemen, coming away with a 2nd place finish here tonight. We'll talk with our third place finisher here in just a minute here. Currently getting settled up. Still having some technical difficulties on my end here. You gotta love it when live TV just comes back and gets you, don't you? Alright, here we go. We'll bring him in now, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's the first time we get to hear from this man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the 17, Philip Brown. And Philip, I think you've been wanting to hear of this while, haven't you, buddy?
Man, I've been trying. I've been running so good at every race. Last race, I ran out with 1 lap left of fuel, and this race, I went 2 laps down. So just to make it back up here for a top 3 is big. If I'd have had a couple more laps, I think I'd have got them. But me and Chantel, we put on a great battle to the line right there for you guys. So I hope we put on a good show for the fans tonight.
I think you did, man. You put up a heck of a run there in a battle to the end. Tell me, though, you got stuck in that first caution in that first wreck. Did that really kind of set you for the tone to get back up to that front and say, I'm just going to give it everything I got and wing it? Or what was the strategy?
Well, honestly, after that first caution, I was nervous. I thought it was going to be hard to get back to the front, but I was so patient with my stuff. My tires didn't fall off, and I was able to pick off a lot of cars. But I made an even bigger mistake at the end of stage 1. I forgot to come down for fuel, and so I wound up going 2 laps down. So it was really a big uphill battle after that point.
Uphill battle, end up winning you still a top 3 spot, managing to make it work to the very end. So, Philip, I got to ask you tonight, my friend, as you're walking away with a 3rd place finish, is there anybody you want to thank here tonight?
Man, I just want to thank PTM for letting me come race with you guys. I want to give it up to Gearhead for being the main sponsor of my car, FEG, PC, ButtKicker. I mean, I know there's a lot more sponsors in this league that I can't remember, but you guys are the main sponsors of my car, so I really want to give acknowledgement to you guys.
Oh, we do appreciate coming on board here tonight, Philip. Congratulations here on your 3rd place finish, and it's great to see you finally in the podium, sir.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Philip Brown, the number 17 driver, popping away with a 3rd place finish, as we are now finally joined by your race winner, the season champion himself. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Robert Dudleyville Dudley. And Robert, oh boy, you had company to the end, sir.
What's up, Chris? Yeah, I thought them cautions would come back and bite me, but yeah, worked out good for me this time. Made up some points.
It did indeed. I know you had a bit of a bad season so far in the points race, but obviously not because of a lack of trying. But you really had to make this one work to the very core, and it ended up just working perfectly. What was the key to that success?
Well, track position means a lot in this track, and getting up front early and staying up there. So this track will just chew up your tires. So you got to race the track and not the other people out here, and that's basically what I did. Just getting my entry to the next and ran the car.
And you ran the car into that victory lane spot. You're going to jam out here in the Music City. So, my friend, I got to ask you, as you're walking away with this W and victory, is there anybody you want to thank here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank you for putting on a great broadcast as usual. I want to thank the league, Pedal to Metal Racing, all their sponsors, LBT Pallet, Barry Cleaners, Matt Mills, GTR Simulator, Pottlez Wrapz, Gearhead, Motorsports, ButtKicker. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, GTR Simulator. And thank all the admins for putting on a great league and everything.
I appreciate it coming on board here tonight, Dudley. Congratulations on that W, man, and we will see you next time when the green flag is flying.
Thank you. You take care, bud.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Dudleyville Dudley walking away with the W here tonight. And race fans, again, as always, a big thank you to GTR Simulator, DeeDub Button Boxes, the ButtKicker, Gearhead Coffee, Motorsports, LBT Pallet, FEGPC.net, Matt Mills Racing Team, Mann's Maintenance, Barrytown Cleaners, and Pottlez Wrapz for all your support and everything you guys have done. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you and the fans out there. Race fans, we're calling it quits tonight. We do not have a race next week on Sunday, so we will leave you off with this. Please be safe. God bless. Take care. Enjoy your week off, and we will see you next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.